I'm joined today in a video that's being broadcast to raise awareness on sickle cell disease and the importance of blood donation.
Sickle cell disease is a long-term condition, and it's a condition of the blood, specifically the red blood cells that carry oxygen around our body. So normally the red blood cells are round and soft and squashy and mobile. But in this disorder, they're abnormal. They're abnormally shaped like a sickle. These sickle-shaped cells are sticky and they're not as mobile, and they don't last as long as our red blood cells are supposed to last. They die off quicker. And because they're sticky, they can start to block up arteries, particularly small arteries in any part of the body. This disease, it's inherited, and it mostly affects Black people, people of African or Caribbean heritage, but it can affect white people too, particularly people who have Mediterranean or Greek or Cypriot heritage, and of course people who are of mixed heritage. The worst form of sickle cell disease is sickle cell anemia. So this means because those cells die off quicker, people become anemic and they're tired all the time. And really the only way to treat that successfully is to have a blood transfusion, which means you have to be able to have donors out there that match your blood.
Anthony, you're a sickle cell patient. I wonder if you could talk us through what your lived experience as a sickle cell patient is. What is life like for you?
I am someone who regularly gets blood transfusions every 6 weeks and is able to now live a life and progress. It doesn't mean that I don't still suffer. I do. I get tired. There are other sickle cell can cause other things as well, like leg ulcers and other things, and that's stuff that I suffer with. And it's about trying to manage that. So yeah, that's kind of been my lived experience. And I think what I will say is the biggest challenge about having a chronic disease is getting over the hurdle of everyone telling you you have a chronic disease. And it's hard to sometimes have the willpower to say I'm much more than my health. And that takes a lot of work. Sickle cell patients were never understood. There was a view that we all just wanted because you couldn't see the pain on us, because you couldn't see a blood flowing from my arm. There was a view that we were faking it, or we were just addicted to certain opioids. That's not the case. We've had to really fight for our health, and many of us patients who suffer from sickle cell will has an experience of the day where they've not been taken seriously, and they've been massive pain, or where they have a plan in place and someone's refused to exercise that plan. All of us have those experiences. So I go for my regular appointments, but it's also making sure that I am the voice of my treatment.
And what would you say to the Black and Caribbean community out there that we would want to raise awareness on the importance of blood donation? What would you say to them?
Often I go into hospital at times and I look at the blood, and the thing that comes to my mind is who's donating it. And I wish sometimes I could tell them what it's allowing me to do. It's allowing me to be to live my life. It's allowing me to see my mum, my dad, my sisters. It's allowing me to be a politician and to be able to help other people who suffer. It's allowing me to lead Greenwich Council. I know you're giving blood, but what you're enabling is really a lifestyle, is enabling a life, and is enabling someone to progress and help others. And that's what I would encourage people to come forward and give blood.
Anthony, as a blood donor with an RO blood type, I'm really heartened to hear you say that. I've often wondered as a donor what it means for the people that I'm actually donating this blood for. So I actually started donating blood about a year ago. I'd never donated before, and I didn't know that I had this special blood, as it's commonly referred to in our community, until I donated. And then I got a letter from the blood donation organization saying, we've tested you, and actually you are within the 2% of people that have got this special blood that we need for people with sickle cell disease. And therefore, we're really encouraged by you coming forward. do you know the joy I felt in knowing that not only have I given blood, but that I have actually been identified as a person, is going directly to somebody. And then within a couple of days, I then got a letter to say my blood had been taken to a patient in Bristol, and there was a name, first name given of that patient. It literally brought tears to my eyes, knowing that, there's now a name attached to the blood that I had donated.
I think we're blessed in Southeast London that our specialist services in Southeast London are second to none when it comes to looking after people with sickle cell disease. All three of the trusts, the acute trusts, have world-renowned expertise.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Aitken, and thank you very much, Cllr Okereke, for joining me in raising awareness around blood donations for sickle cell disease.